My girlfriend had been talking in her sleep. I couldn't believe what she said last night. I'll kill you, you bastard. I woke up with a jolt, my skin prickling. The room was pitch black. I could vaguely make out the shape of my girlfriend Martina sleeping next to me. For a brief moment, I wondered if the words had been nothing but my imagination, the result of a sleep-deprived mind. I knew I should have stayed up playing all those video games. Or maybe it was the whiskey. I could still feel the after effects sitting in the pit of my stomach. They were singing my throat. Gingerly, I picked up the water glass I always kept on beside my table and took a few greedy gulps. It was going to be okay. It was only a bad dream. But as I drifted off to sleep, Martina's voice found my ears again. Please help me, Luke. My eyes flew open again, my heart pounding uncomfortably in my chest. This wasn't the first time I was staying over at my girlfriend's. Martina had always talked in her sleep before, but always had been about random things, gibberish about laundry and hiking and cats. I wondered if she was having a nightmare. Gently, I flipped over to her side of the bed and put my arms around her waist. There, that should do it. No more bad dreams, I whispered, nuzzling the back of her head. She didn't respond immediately. In fact, I was beginning to think she wasn't going to say anything else. I was well asleep, dull in my own senses, before a slow, deliberate snarl escaped her lips. Then I heard her say, maybe if I take your vocal cords out, you'll be quiet. I recoiled, pulling my arms away, sitting up in bed. Martina had never said anything so vile before, and her tone was so unlike anything I'd heard in my life. Honey? I whispered, droplets of sweat springing out on my forehead. Are you awake? She could have been, but if she was, she didn't let on. I nudged her, hoping to get some kind of reaction, something that reassured me she was okay, but there was none. My brain was still foggy from the whiskey, and I wondered if anything had happened to do with it. Perhaps I was having a vivid dream of my own. I snapped out of it at any moment. My girlfriend hovered over me, laughing. No matter how hard I pinched myself, I couldn't wake up. I sat there staring into darkness for a while, waiting for the next bored mid-statement. It was 3:23 a.m., still a while before I need to get up for work. I decided to face the wall instead. I lay staring at it, my ears picking up on the slightest twitch, creak of the bed, or a rustle in the sheets. I wasn't sure why I was getting so worked up. My girlfriend was so kind, and she was only having a bad dream. You want to have sex? I was torn away from my slumber by Martina's whispering directly into my ear. I could instantly tell she was right behind me, breathing down my neck, sending chills down my spine. Something cold and sharp was digging into my flesh up my thigh. Pain was pulsating through my leg and sending waves of nausea throughout my body. And then she giggled, a croaky pig-like snicker that made my run blood cold. I could smell her breath, even though I was facing away from her. It was rancid, pungent, the stench of death. Without hesitation, I sprang out of bed and then, flinging the bedroom door open and making a run for across the corridor door. In my haste, I only managed to grab my phone. I must have looked at sight, staggering down the stairwell in nothing but my underwear. But I didn't care. Only once I got out the front door of the building did I notice I was bleeding. A trickle of blood was meandering down my leg and onto the ground. A deep gash sat on my upper leg that I knew was supposed to hurt, but I couldn't feel anything. I wiped the blood off my leg. The best thing I could do given the circumstances, dial 911, mentally berating myself for not taking my clothes. As the adrenaline gradually wore off, I began feeling the implications of chilly November air. The police arrived within 15 minutes. I explained the situation to them, chattering my teeth, and watched from the backseat of the car as they made my way into the building. Everything happened so quickly. After that, in fact, even a month later, I'm still struggling to come to terms with it. The officer returned within 30 minutes. I could sense they were nervous, despite their calm demeanor. What's going on? I demanded, pushing the car door open. Rushing to meet them halfway Where's Martina? They didn't answer immediately. I'm really sorry, one of the men finally said. Martina's injuries were far too severe, and she has unfortunately passed away. What? I stared at him incredulously. Did she hurt herself? The man shook his head. It would appear that she was stabbed repeatedly in abdomen and then left to bleed out under the bed. She'd been down there for hours. My blood ran cold. But she was just in bed with me. I don't understand. Son. The other officer put a hand on my shoulder. We are working on evacuating the building tonight. We have a reason to believe that whoever did this to your girlfriend is still inside.